let me ask you a question. You are tasked to make a update for Goosebumps HorrorTown. What do? Do you take a book and decide to make something interesting with it? Do you try to justify the reasoning behind this update? Or, what would you do personally? I'll give you a few minutes to think about, or a few seconds to think about it. Alright, so, by now you probably finished your little thoughts there. And I can tell you something right now. This is what Pixowl did. Happy festivities to you. This is part 1 to this interesting Goosebumps HorrorTown update, the last of 2023. I suspected that we were going to get a new event this time around, but unfortunately, Event 30 is not going to be the case. In fact, it's something else entirely. That would be something called Elf Attacks. By the way, this was a little thing I made up on the fly. It's not that great looking, but it's better than nothing. So let's switch on to the thing here. There you go. Here's the artwork in question, so you get a good look at it. Looks pretty nice, not too bad. For those wondering what this whole thing is about, well, do you know the unshaven elves from last year? Well, they're back, and this is what they're based around this time around. They decided to, instead of actually basing it off a book, they made their own thing. And that thing is actually based off something in particular. That being this movie called The Gremlins. Yes, that Gremlins. So you might be wondering why exactly did they pick this book, if anything. Well, my thought process is because of, it's holiday and it's spooky, so they decided to make something out of it. The reason I say that there's elements of the Gremlins in here is because there's been elements in the movie that you'll see gets referenced inside the game in some way, shape, or form. But you'll see in a minute. Anyways, let's just dive into the patch notes here, and then we'll just go into disappointment. Celebrate Christmas with us at HorrorTown. We bring you 5 mini-events this holiday season. Dustin is raising money for the holidays. Lucy's helping him insane his new Christmas tree shop. What will happen there? Only by working with these trees will you find out. Deliver the items before the mini events are over and get the decorations to continue the new main Christmas missions. New content. 5 new event narratives. Dustin, Lucy, and Marty will remember this Christmas for a long time. Acquire elf eggs to meet new monsters. Collect all the items needed for the mini-events to continue the narrative. Scare your town by elf eggs, elf choir, fake Santa's throne, animation to fix the goddamn foreign cars, selling Christmas trees, trying to send the Christmas letters, help Marty and throw snowballs with Dustin and Lucy. Complete the mini-events and collect creepy rewards. Yep, as sad as that sounds. Because, as you can tell, this is an event. This is basically last year's garbage that, if you remember last time. Yes, it's back again. And, it's time for the vengeance. Oh, God, I just want to go to bed. I just recently changed my hours and everything like that, and I'm just disappointed with everything like that. So, let's dive into this and enjoy the moments from November going into December with all the stuff I've done thus far. So this is mostly filler. When we get to near the hour mark, that's when the video comes into play. So, besides that, this is taking place November the 9th, 2023.
Alright, hello. Welcome to Event 30, whatever this ends up being. Now, this is recording right after I made the video for the ending to the Trapped in the Circus of Fear. Now, if you watched my video talking about the fact that this game's alive again, and I think we're going into, Goosebumps 2.0, I did mention that I suspect what might be popping in. Now, my guess was that we were going to get Chicken as a special book, and that Event 30 was going to come in December. Now, this could change Event 30 could literally be next week. I don't think so. Just because I don't think they were expecting this to pop in. And they were just kind of waiting. And they probably will start doing monthly updates maybe next year. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Once we know what happens next week, which you're probably watching this video, you know by now, we'll know exactly what ends up going on. But here's my guess on what I believe the next update was going to be. I didn't get any spoilers by this, but this is just coming on behavior stuff. So allow me to go ahead and say this. Hopefully this doesn't get cut out, because if it did, then I was wrong. So, what was the book that I was hinting at? If I'm correct, the event we're going into now is...
Name of event repelled.
Now, the reason I say that is because I probably mentioned this in part 0, if it turns out to be true. But there was a poll that I had last year, and I did talk to Martin, the director. I talked to him about certain ideas he can do, and saying that Christmas came around, I'm like, hey, people said they want to see this book come into fruition. So he's like, well, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. So he did, and he said he was going to read it. And my assumption was he was setting stuff up for that event to be that of event 28. But as we all know, that ended up not coming true, and they had to throw in a small little thing to kind of keep us busy because, Goosebumps wasn't a priority at that point. But seeing how things are changed now, I have a feeling that he still has that idea here, and I think he's going to be using it. And I think he already made some assets already for that update, but now he's going to add to it. That's my guess anyways. That's my educated guess. If it turns out to be true, then that's great. That means I'm smart. Me predicted it properly, and that's great. But that means after this year, I have no idea what's happening next year, because he's not going to tell me nothing, which sucks. And the other thing is I have no idea as of if it turns out to be true, because it could be anything at this point. As we've seen with the last update, it could be any book, and they could just slap a holiday on it, right? For example, Weekends at Poison Lake's turned into Valentine's at Poison Lake. Had nothing to do with Valentine's Day, but they just threw it in there and just made it into a thing. So they can just make holidays out of books, but they'll probably be basing it around the book. So it'll be quite interesting to see how this will turn out, because I think that from what we're seeing is that he's trying to take the book's source material and turn it into actually making it part of the game. So it's being a tribute to the actual book. So you're like reading it, like, oh, it's the thing from the, which is good, which is what you want to do, right? But it'd be interesting to decide to incorporate that, and it seems like they're having fun with this as well. So they obviously have seen, most likely within this year, probably looked at all the assets, all the stories and all that stuff, so he got familiar with everything. So he probably at that point ended up finding out what to do. So I'll be curious to see how this turns out. So that's my guess. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully we do get something, but if it is...
Name of event repelled.
I have no idea how they're going to do the event scene. I don't know what they're going to be throwing in there. I think...
Name of character repelled.
Character that we're probably getting, which would be interesting. But yeah, this lake scene here. Right now it's a poison swamp, but it'd be interesting to see what they're going to be doing, because they can't do a lake because, big water. So what is the scene going to be? They're going to have to throw something in there. And I think the promenade is basically what we're going to get as far as, the actual background stuff. My wish list is that I hope we do get nice snow here. But, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see exactly what ends up happening here. Yeah, I want this all over HorrorTown with snow on top. But we'll see what ends up happening. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll come back next week to see exactly what ends up happening, or if they tell us exactly what's going on. It gives us a good window when to expect it. My guess is it's going to be... It seems like they're doing this update after Snoopy and Adams did theirs. So it's the week after. So my guess is going to be in December after they update their game, which are probably in the beginning of December. So I think then that's when they're going to be doing it. So that means thinking about... Hold on. Let me see if I can predict correctly what I think this thing is going to come in. I know I'm kind of killing time here, but just play along with me, okay? I just humor me for a minute. Right, so let's see this. Go over here. So, according to this, it seems as though that if this is true, and if Event 30 is actually the Christmas update, then that would mean we should be expecting this update to hit sometime between the 11th to the 15th of December. My guess is somewhere the 11th and the 12th. But we'll see what ends up happening. And I think it'll go for up until January 8th, maybe. That's my guess. But we'll end up seeing what ends up happening here. But it'd be curious to see how this turns out. Because this game's economy is a lot different than it is with other stuff. So, let's see what happens. Fingers crossed I'm correct. So I'm making this because, well, I should have recorded this when it actually happened, mind you. But unfortunately, it might just be me, but the colors seem to be popping out now. It might be. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into things. But anyways, the reason I'm doing this is because currently we're back in the game now. Gee, thanks, ad. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Right, as I was saying before that interrupted me, I should have recorded this when it happened, but on Saturday, a lot of people couldn't get into the game. It was stuck on 40%, and people were like, well, what's going on here? As a quick fix, they decided to put something in there like, oh, Goosebumps Squad, we're coming into the game soon, ooh, you know. And it's basically it's like a slap-on Band-Aid fix until they were able to come in on Monday, which is now, to fix the issue. I don't know what it was exactly. It might have been some sort of server issue, because the fact that everyone was not able to connect to the game tells me that's something to do with them like the server connecting from the game, like your system to, or the internet to their servers with your little town, I guess. So, yeah. I'm also thinking, I'm curious if this ends up being... Now I'm second guessing maybe there is going to be an event coming in. I don't think so, but I'll be surprised if this is if Event 30 is some sort of Thanksgiving thing. I doubt it, but you know, I think it's probably, like, we'll see. This week we'll see exactly what they're doing, because more likely they're going to be posting something up. It looks like, if anything, hopefully soon. You know what? I'm going to buy this. I'm going to wait until tomorrow when we get closer to finishing it. And I'll buy this off because, you know, it doesn't need a whole lot of stuff. And yeah, why not? Have another extra monkey. I need to start the game again. Alright. So it should be back on now. So, if I'm not mistaken, there we go. We experienced some technical difficulties during the past days. Please accept this apology. Yep, got that again. And then we also got this, Dr. Brewer's stuff. Weird. Alright. So yeah, that seems to be it for now. So, be interesting to see exactly what's going to be coming up this week. And I'll be back later on to get this. Right, so we got a few more hours, and then it's done. So, might as well get this. Yeah, 18 bucks. Why not? Let's redeem it. Got myself another monkey. Yeah, look at that monkey. You know what? hold on. I have an idea. Just hear me out. Yeah. I'll take the other monkey. If I can collect the other monkey. There we go. And now, see what I'm going at? It's like, hey, look. 2 monkeys. Nah, it's not gonna work. Oh well, I tried. Anyways, I'm hoping that we get something. Either today or soon. I guess we'll find out eventually what's gonna go on. But yeah. Anyways, I'll come back when something fun happens. Looks like I'm correct, but not in the same way as I thought it was gonna be. It seems as though we actually got Chiller. Actually, we got 2 different books. Let me show you. HorrorLand Carnival, which is basically just the, night at Chiller's house, and Return to Horrorland are the 2 books that we got going on right here. So, this is what we get. Now, I'm going to try to see from the other clips of I'm going to probably show this off in their own separate things. But yeah, it's curious to see that this is the thing we get. And kind of dumbfounded at the same time. Because this pretty much, I thought we would get 1, but not 2. And I guess I was wrong of which one it was going to be. But, I guess that it's what it is, right? But yeah, curious to see exactly what goes on here. And apparently there's a quest for Curly. Now, there is something else I wanted to look at. And that had something to do with Barbarous. And let me just see here. Okay, so the Halloween stuff is still there. No, the thing should still be here, I think. Unless they took that away, but I don't think they did. I think it just added the stuff as I thought they did. Let me just see. Let me just look at you real quick, because you're there right now. Okay, so they changed Talk to the Horrors. Something new. Horror pictures. Some practice studies of chemistry. Improve the study. Tears of luck. Do some maintenance. I guess I'm gonna have to look at these differently. But yeah, I guess at least we know what this update's gonna be here. So Lizzie, I think, also has a thing. I mean, each of these characters are gonna be featured, by the way, so don't worry about that. It's just curious just to see exactly what they got going on here. So I was right. I knew it. So they do get to connect it. I knew it. They don't drop anything though, but for now, probably they'll drop something else in the future, but wow. Okay, so this confirms it then. Yeah, so alright. Wow. What an interesting way of doing it. That's good. So now the curious thing is, let's look at Lizzie. I mean, yeah, Lizzie, because she was also the one that was mentioned. So let's see this. Investigate about HorrorLand. Collect the information. Buy some food. Search for clues. Oh, she actually goes to the pantry thing. That's good. Then we have take a nap. Save the day again. Search the HorrorLand. And it looks like explore the mausoleum. Now that's weird. Now I think the mausoleum is over here, right? Yeah, it's over there. Can I not? For some reason this looks new to me. Or it might just be a redesign. Maybe not, it's always been like that, but it's weird. So I guess I'm going to make 2 separate videos based on that, so that'll keep me busy for a while. But I am curious. I wonder what this curly thing is all about. So I don't know why that happened. That shouldn't have popped in regardless because of, I haven't bought the book yet. So, yeah, very odd indeed. I think I'm gonna have to look at that. All right, well, we got some glitches already. That's great. That's perfect. So, oh boy. Well, I guess I went back to do the thing again. I guess this clip is gonna be. Oh god. Okay, so. Oh, that'll be interesting. So at least you know the context of why I'm putting the clips in or whatnot when I do the other one. So, yeah, interesting. I'm curious. Is the books there though? Let's just see this. They should be. No, they're not because I haven't bought them yet. Okay, so why is the glitches? What can you do? All right, so that's it for now. And yeah. All right, so we now know what's interesting here. And it's 20 days. So let me just quickly just do the calculations here for the 20-day thing, because I'm just wanted to see exactly how long this takes. So give me one brief second. So it looks like this is going to end Thursday, sometime around Thursday, December 7th. So that basically falls in line of what I predicted before, where I believe that's going to be the same week that Snoopy and Adams will be dropping their Christmas thing. So more likely than not, my guess is the next event is going to be placed not on that week, but the week after. So somewhere around the 12th, like this to the 15th, that week, more or less. I mean, I'll be surprised if it lands on the 7th or the 8th, but I don't think so. But never know. This happened on a Friday, so yeah, so I guess I'm going to get into context with certain video clips, and I guess I'll be dealing with that in their own separate videos, as you'll see in the future. But hey, at least we now know what goes on, right? Oh boy, this certainly is interesting indeed. Also, the fact that I was wrong about the books that they picked was that of HorrorLand has now got me scared to think that what I guessed what the event was going to be may not actually be what it is. I guess we'll find out sooner or later, won't we? I mean, at the time you watch this, you already know what it is, but for me, right now, on the 17th of November, no idea. So something I want to throw out here is that I'm replaying the game again just so I can get the actual pictures of stuff going. And I came across a realization that the items I showed off that were new, apparently there's actually one more new item that I didn't recognize. This. A trash can. A trash can. Yep. Just one decorated item. That's interesting. That was well worth putting this in the update. So yeah, that's fun indeed. Also, I'm curious now. I'm wondering if they introduced the HorrorLand stuff as a way to tease what might be coming in for next month. I don't know. They did this last time when it came to the last book, which was Full Moon Fever. So it makes me wonder. Also, yeah, the blue. Also, it's blue again. Why can't it be different colors? Is this always dark blue? Whatever. So there's something I want to point out, that everyone's houses are like, with, decorations still. But you come over to my boy Reggie. He has his winter stuff on because there's snow on top. Now, what's interesting about this is that there is a Halloween getup for him, as I've seen in 2020, but for some reason, it's not here now. I wonder why. So something they did fix, which I'm glad they did, is that, as you know, Dustin has an animation task with Lizzie, but you need Lizzie in order for it to work. So if you have Dustin, it won't show up. So say look at the Barbarous, for example. If I can find her, it's like, the characters are all over the place, right? And she shouldn't be too hard to spot because of how she looks. See if I can find her the old-fashioned way. Actually, she's going to help me with something else, so let's have her do that again with trick-or-treating for the Chillers quest line. Let's see if I can find... I think she's up here, right? I think. No? Weird, I thought I saw her before. Come on. Can't be that hard to find. Oh, and that Chiller's not doing something for me, so he needs to just play with his dolls for a minute. God, where is she? Oh, wait, no, there is she. I found her. Yeah, okay, good. So, yeah, like you see here, okay, that's weird. So... So they changed it. Because before, you'd have to have the kids there, but now you don't. Why? That's weird. And, yeah, for some reason the bullet gives us that, but... Weird. I guess it's just... You know, it's whatever. Let's just see this. So if animation works, because now that's kind of wonky when you think about it. Because let's see this. Yeah, that's wonky. So, like, okay, well, I guess that didn't work out the way they wanted it. Oh well. I mean, you learn something new every day, huh? Well, as you can see, just some update I wanted to do. So I'm playing the HorrorLand stuff, and I had this in the inventory, and I wanted to put this here. Finally got the chance to do it, so it fits well. HorrorLand with HorrorLand, you know, as you should suspect. Man, I really have to find a way. No. Can I? No. No. Can I get the tree? Man, it's like when I want to get something, I don't get it. It's like so stupid. Thank you. That's what I want. Oh, I need to have something bigger. Actually, I wonder. I mean, yeah, that's a lot better. Let me just put this here for now. Move that tree there. Ignore the dog. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, dogs. Yeah. More or less stuff. Lights are getting put on the... Well, this year we're hiring some people to actually put some Christmas lights on here, and, you know... New dog. Not used to the people. What can you do? Oh, and there goes the other one. Alright, let's try to get this as quick as possible before they start freaking out. Oh, my... See, this is the only one drawback when it comes to doing this stuff live, eh? This whole thing starts happening. Anyways, you know, let me just do this here. Anyways, you might be wondering where I put the other thing. Well, I put it over here. I figured this would be an interesting entrance. That way, you know, you have to pay, and then you go inside. The Fear Circus. Ooh, spooky. Yeah. Man, this is going to be a... You know, it looks cluttered, but it does its job. Yeah. I might put some of this stuff in the Fear Circus, but I'll let you know near the end of this. So, yeah. Anyways, right now it's the 20th, so we have until, I guess, the 8th. That's when this deal is going on for. So, more likely than not, around that time, we should... Like, if we do get teases, then that would be something else, but something tells me that won't be the answer, so, yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to point out that I moved this over here. You know, this town is ever growing, so I'm glad this is back, even if it's different now. You know, the fact that we have more content is much better for me. My videos live on. So, a little birdie told somebody something. And that somebody was a by user on YouTube by the name of Goosebumps Completionist. He is one of the many different Goose-tubers on YouTube, and he does reviews and whatnot. But he recently did a community post and basically throw out this announcement because apparently, thanks, Slappy. The announcement actually came in on Twitter. And no, Elon, I'm not calling it X, screw you. But anyways, on Twitter. And that is the fact that apparently, according to this user, which I think is giving goosebumps, or getting goosebumps, is that apparently there's a new video game coming out called Goosebumps Tower of Terror. Now, a lot of people are thinking to themselves, that sounds familiar. That sounds just like what over here? Pause it real quick. Let me get to that place over here. Yeah, this sounds a lot like the Night in Terror Tower, all right? But I think it's just a name only, because the person who basically told him this is the company themselves, Cosmic Force. Now you might be thinking and going, Cosmic Force, that sounds familiar. Well, it should, because they were responsible for Goosebumps Dead of Night, as well as Goosebumps Night of Scares. Yeah, that Goosebumps, yeah, that developer. The one that only been making Goosebumps games for consoles and whatnot. Yeah, so they're making another game. It seems like they're the only ones that are making Goosebumps games on platforms. And I guess unless they have the rights to it and Pixowl has the rights for mobile. Maybe that's it? I don't know the whole legal jargon about that. Anyways, they're making a new game apparently. I'm curious to see what it is. According to them, they're aiming it to be in spring. So if it's true, we should see some sort of trailer drop sometime in the distant future. See exactly what we're getting ourselves into. And just like before, it's going to be releasing on Steam, and then we'll go from there. Now, the other thing I wanted to throw out here is that while we're waiting, it's now the 22nd of November, and you watching the video already know exactly what's coming up. I don't. This is the beauty about recording stuff like this, is that you get to see my thought process during this time. So, I'm quite curious to see what exactly we're going to get, because this is our fourth Xmas holiday update for a long time, right? So our first ever one we got actually dealt with Attack of the Christmas Presents, and that one was a bunch of like taking featured strips and smushing it into like one singular type. Meanwhile, you get something else. Yeah, so it's like mainly featured one book, but it's basically more and more tales to give you goosebumps. And they basically just kind of collaborated on that and just made this whole unique thing for that one. So we have that, which is like a very Christmassy event. Then we come to my event, which are homeboy over here, Reggie. Yeah, so yeah, this one, Shop Till You Drop Dead, which was more of the commercialism shopping Krampus type thing that we got going on here. That was what I was going for, and I think I was satisfied with what ended up happening. So I'm kind of happy with that. So much so. And of course, the last one we got in 2020, we had this, the 12 Screams of Christmas. And what was interesting about this one was it combined a lot of other stuff in there, and it kind of was very Christmassy in the sense of it's like, you know, it followed the book kind of, but it also had its own unique flair to it. So I'm curious to see exactly what they got going on this year. I'm wondering if they're going to be like, basically what I'm hoping for is that it feels festive, right? And if they, like, I get it, they wanted to adapt to the book to the same way. I just don't want it to be like, oh, by the way, it's Christmas, and then they just follow the books flat out. I know they haven't been doing that so far, but, you know, we look at the Halloween updates for the Return to Horrorland as well as the Trapped in the Circus of Fear. Although those books were good, don't get me wrong, it's not I hated them. I'm not. But you just didn't feel like it was Halloween. They go, oh, it's Halloween, right? The last event specifically didn't really even made it seem like it was Halloween. At least Return to Horrorland tried to say, oh yeah, it's Halloween, you know. And yes, I get it. You know, we just like, oh, but Grim, we put Halloween decorations on the houses. And look, if you look at the promenade where all the circus stuff is, if the game wants to load, it helped me explain my views. Game, why you do this to me? Why you make me look stupid? Thank you. There. Look, Z-Grim, look! We put spooky jack-o'-lanterns and all the other spooky stuff here, too. Ooh, Halloween! Nah. I don't want them to throw Christmas stuff and be like, oh, there. Like, done. You know, all done and still... Hold on a second. Sorry, Princess over here wanted to have a snuggle while I was in bed trying to rest from work. I guess she wants to spend time. I get it, right? You know, she misses me. Anyways, where was I? Alright, the whole Christmas thing. Please don't start. I just got you up here. Please. Come on. Be a good girl. Good girl. The last thing I need, you've been in the videos so far with this barking. I don't want you to be barking right in front of this microphone. Okay. I think we're all good. All right. So, anyways, yeah, I just don't want this to be like, oh, this is not Christmassy type of thing, right? I mean, it's kind of hard because there's not really any more Christmassy books that they got going on left. So, you know, hopefully they actually can combine stuff. But, you know, I feel like they're not going to do that. So, here's my hope. So, I'm going to also throw this out here. This is more of a bonus. They don't need to do this in order to win me over. This is more like if this doesn't get added into the game, I'm not going to hate them for it. But if this was added to the game, this makes this event a little bit more, you know, like it bumps the points up a little bit. And that's this. Number 1, I want snow on the floor. I want it to look like this. I want this all over the place, like it was back in the day. I understand that maybe it may not be possible because the old layout they got going on was this, but I hope they actually fix something up so they can load something to fit with the whole, you know, winter vibe. Because they did at one point had, like over here, they had like winter stuff going on, but then they changed the terrain. So maybe they could change the terrain one more time for Christmas. Apparently that's what they wanted to do. So they must have had something set up. But for some reason, it just didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work, but it just didn't work. Hopefully they have enough time to fix it. So that's number 1. Number 2, Christmas music. And, you know, it could be just like this theme song they got going on here, but just add little jingles. Kind of like what Adams does, you know, with their holidays so that you get a Christmassy feel. If they do that, that would be cool. They don't have to. But again, if they did, that'd go the extra mile. And number 3, very most likely not. But if they had like lights and decorations on some of the houses. Not all the houses, mind you. But some of the houses, like the main characters, if they had like decorations for the holidays and everyone else is just snow, I'd be happy with that. You know, I'm just saying. Be a little festive. Susie Snowflake is in the town, for God's sake. We need to have her be festive around town. We need to make it seem like she's there. It doesn't have to be tacky, but just so long as something there. And again, I'm not expecting these 3 things to happen in the game. If they do, if any one of them does, I'll be happy. If all of them is in there, I'll be really happy. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm curious to see exactly how well they do this update. I'm curious to see what they've decided to pick, if my guess is correct, or if they're going to do something else entirely. I'm kind of curious. There are some options that they could choose to be a Christmas book because it has snow or something related to the cold. but we'll see exactly what they end up doing. At worst case scenario, they just throw in another book in there and then just throw Christmas on top of it, just like they've been doing lately. It's like, oh, Halloween with Halloween, a Halloween book? Nah, Halloween with other book. like we're gonna get Weirdos Halloween in the middle of July. Like, oh yes, makes total sense. They could do the Valentine's of Poison Lake approach. If it is Cold Lake, though, that'd be like Christmas at Cold Lake. Maybe that could be it. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that's it for this. So, yeah, nice length to kind of beef up this video. But let's see exactly what comes up next and what happens in the next few days.
Wow, look at this. So we having a Black Friday sale going on here. Monsters and Bills, check the bank for frightening discounts. So it seems like, depending on the level you are, you get, wow, $1.99 for all these packs. So it looks like what's going on here is that the packs that they usually sell you for, they're selling you for a cheaper price, depending on the level you are at. So for example, the witch sale here is for that. So let's see this. Yeah, so all of them are basically on sale here. So clowns, not, Spectre, the Satyrs pack, Lucky sale, Pumpkin sale, and Witches sale. So this is all for this weekend. Not a bad buy. I mean, if you're new to the game, definitely worth it. Very much so. Much better than years before. Like the one year they just had, get your chance to get Curly, and it's not even for a discount. So at least this one, they made the attempt to make a Black Friday sale feel like a Black Friday sale, so I'll give it that. But yeah, interesting dilemma here. Interesting. Yeah, kudos to them.
I just wanted to make this recording because I'm kind of curious to see what event is going to come up. I guessed it was going to be...
Name of event repelled.
But... there's a chance that might not be the case. Another good bet, probably Legend of the Lost Legends. That could be a good one. I can see that being a good book to adapt. I mean, I guess you could do Cuckoo Clock of Doom, but I don't know how they're going to do that. But another guess is that they could do their own unique thing, because it seems like what they're doing is they're having the premium character be the final prize, and then there's a quest that goes along with it, which is like after the event ends. So it seems like that's just what he's doing as far as stuff goes. So it'll be quite interesting to see how this turns out. I'm curious to see what this whole thing is. And of course, whenever I get information of what's going on, I most likely will come in and pop in here. And yeah, we'll talk about this. So yeah, festivities. Snowing already. Sounds just like the plan, and it's only November 28th. It's almost a few more days, man. And then we get the season. A few more weeks. That's all we need. So apparently a robot sale that's going on during this week, the last week of November going into December. So, yeah, I guess that's something to look forward to. I guess it's the first time they're kind of doing this, which is interesting, but, nothing special for me. Everything else I've had these here. So, yeah, interesting, but, So, as the recording of this, it is the last day of November, the 30th. And yesterday, on YouTube, for the Pixowl channel, not only did Snoopy's thing get announced, which is the Nutcracker, but the Adams also got announced. I knew it was the holidays, but this time the theming is kind of like Bitter Blizzard with the holidays, so wintry theme, which kind of is cool. It would be interesting to see how they turn out with that. But yeah, now all we need to do is figure out what's coming up for this game, and then we should be all in the clear. I mean, by the time you watch this video, you already know what it is, but again, November 30th, no idea. They didn't say anything. Ignore the dog in the background. He's just howling at the crows out in the grave again. This one's annoying. He's just yap, 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 yap. Anyways, regardless of that, I'm gonna have to click on him in a minute. Yeah, just let him float in the background and ignore the dog. So I will come back tomorrow, because there is something I had a thought I wanted to do, and I'll see how this turns out. And yeah, we'll go from there. Well, it's the first day of December, which means snowy season's here. Yay! Woohoo! You know, I digress. But the real reason I wanted to do this was I mentioned yesterday that I wanted to talk about stuff. Well, you've probably seen this already. If not, I might as well show you this. I'm working with our dear friend Probably Boy Vampire with stuff. And, well, I asked you, the viewers, do you want me to have my profile be that of Susie Snowflake? And I got a few people thumbs up, and I got 4 people saying, yes, do it. You know, one of them being, you know who. So I was like, alright, fine. So, here you go. Yep. there she is, that and Nagi. Yep, both together. That was his idea, by the way, to put Nagi in there. But makes you just wonder, or makes you think some, like, you know, this to put perspective. Like, you know, most people are like, why would something care? Why does she have a following anyways? Like, what's the point of, like, what's the huge deal of it, right? And it makes you wonder too with the avatar there, is that her with the trench coat to try to look like me, or is that Grim Susie? You don't know, right? But that's what makes this a little scary, right? Because can you just imagine that? Can you imagine, like, this is how creepy this idea is like, you know, one day you're minding your own business and you may have noticed, or you don't even notice, but, you know, your hair color starts to change and you might look different and you might change physically. And soon then you notice that you actually look like Susie, right? So, yeah, and I guess if you're a guy like me, that the changes are more drastic than that if you were like a female. But anyways, besides that, the other weird part is that, you know, not only do you look like her, but then all of a sudden,
without you realizing it, your voice starts changing and it sounds weirder, and before you even know it, you start sounding like her. And yeah, even then it's just so weird. Like, and the weirdest part is that you don't even notice that you change. Like it's odd, right? But you probably notice it, but I won't, or the person you changes won't. And, you know, it's not bad enough that you look like Susie and you sound like her, but then you start to act like her. You start to have her mannerisms and her personality, and all of a sudden you start thinking Christmassy stuff and all that stuff. Ooh, it's snowing outside. Oh, I love the snow. It's so pretty. I love snow. It makes me want to do snow angels and maybe snowmen. What was I talking about again? Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a nice little game here. Oh, look. Is that... That's cute. I love candy. It's so great. And gingerbread men. Oh, I love baking gingerbread men. Oh. And I just love to sing carols. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Would you come sing with me, pretty bitty please, with Christmas trees?
man, that got disturbing real quick. Oh, but you see, ladies and gentlemen, how disturbing that was, how creepy it can be. This is why people love that. This RL is a weird guy, and that's the scary part about it, right? You don't have to have people die, like, physically, like seeing their bodies get mangled and bloody and all that stuff. No, you can make it scary by having it be like identity death. Like, that's terrifying when you think about it like that. It's like the person you knew no longer exists. And then sooner than later, everyone just becomes Susie. Like, the whole town. Like, first it's the town, and then it's the city, and then it's a province, and then it's the world. Can you imagine that? Like, how would that work? It's like, and the other weird thing too that I wanted to talk about is, can you imagine the like, you know, I'm assuming she knows all the good Christmas songs, right? Like you would imagine. But one of the things I wanted to point out is the fact that I'm just laughing because whenever you're probably, if you live in North America, you might, other places too, maybe. But during this time of year, the channels, you start to hear Christmas songs get played. And you hear usual classics, right? You know, the Holly Jolly Christmas, you know, White Christmas, all this stuff, like Santa Claus Coming to Town, things like that, right? But then you get those songs that you wonder, does Susie know them as well? Like All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey, or, you know, God forbid, do they know it's Christmas? I mean, that's a good song, don't get me wrong, but the messaging is completely different. It's like, I can't imagine Susie singing that song. It's just so out of character, but I don't know, it's just the silliness of it. Right, well, I mean, that killed some time with minutes and stalling for things, but unfortunately, yes, we still don't know what's coming up just yet, or for me anyways, but hopefully soon. But yeah, you know, look, so long as there's snow on the ground, that we have Christmas music, or Susie is featured in some way, shape, or form, I'll be a happy camper. If any of those three things there, I'll be very happy. If any of those aren't out there, then, you know, I'll be kind of sad about it, but, you know, I'll live with it. It won't kill the event. It just kind of makes it better. You know what I mean? And, yeah, it's going to be a missed opportunity, you know. I mean, we have a Christmas spirit character. It's just obvious to have her be featured, right? It's just the smartest thing to do. But I digress. Anyways, that's about it for now. So yeah, just a little thing to say that, yeah, I'm now Susie. Oh God, you people, what's wrong with you? You did this. You did this. You made this a thing. Now you gotta live with the fact. You gotta live with that reality. Man, the things I do for you people. All right, hopefully Christmas is there. Oh yeah, yeah. No one wants to be a piccolo. Yeah, you roll away, buddy. Man, I'm happy that, you know, we have her in the game finally. That was a perfect bit. I love the fact of what they did with her in the story. It's so perfect. Anyways, I'm guessing on long enough. I'll come back when something good happens. Either we know what's happening or something else happens. So, yeah, give it a few more days, I assume. So, as of right now, today is December the 8th, and if my calculation is correct, this should be the end of the HorrorLand pack being offered, which means that now, next week, most likely, we should hopefully see this new event, whatever it is. I'm curious of what it might be. No idea what it is just yet, but it's whatever. Though, the other reason I'm also making this video is because I want to test something. As you can see over here, I've placed Mr. Barbaros's house, or caravan over here. And there's a reason for that. As you know, I've been always having difficulties trying to see these characters, you know, animations, so like the camera moving forward because of, you know, them walking cycle. I can't just have them stay still. So, I have a theory. If this character should go in the middle here, which means she should stay stationary. Let's see if this is correct. All right. No. Wonder why. Let me try this again. If I do that, let's see. No. Weird. So, what if I had two? I know, I'm wasting so much money in coins, but I just want to do an experiment here. Let's see this. Okay, so she does that. hold on. So if I, hold on. I'm just timing this real quick. I see. Alright, so they're smart. So 2 ways only. Alright, that's interesting. So the only way that they all go into one spot, like, I was thinking that this would work, but it's not. So I'm glad I got to see this, because then it will help me for the new character coming up. So now I know. So that is going to serve me well, indeed. Very good to know. So I can only do 2. Alright, well, it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so now I know. Right, so we should see exactly what will be coming up next, and go from there. By the way, I'm just doing something right now for Chillers' quest. Basically this is where I'm at right now for the HorrorLand stuff. I finished off the Return to HorrorLand. I just have Lizzie making me one more thing before I finish that book off. And I finished The Weekend of Poison Lake finally. So I'm hopeful that I can finish off Chiller's stuff before the beginning of this new event. But yeah, anyways. Now, let's see. I think the next clip should be when the event goes live or something interesting happens. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. And mind the noise, by the way. It's Tuesday and this pop-up came up, the McGlanny unique offer here. Okay, sure. I'm hoping that we get it sooner than later. We have 3 more days left. Maybe if we're lucky tomorrow, but you know, I really hope that there's an event coming soon. Well, I guess you're all laughing, huh? Which is funny, because originally I was going to come in here today and say, well, today's Wednesday, December the 13th, and last update, the event came out on a Wednesday too, October the 11th. So that means the event will happen here, right? No. We don't get that instead. Instead, we get something entirely different. We got last year's thing, except now they added stuff to it. Basically, it's just like what they've done in the past with stuff. Okay, so, you know what? I know just a meme. How do I feel? This meme explains it.
Disappointed!
Yeah, basically. That alone tells you the amount of frustration I have. Now, I'm going to hold my tongue. I'm going to see how this plays out, but I'm just basically reacting from the update itself and what we've read. No snow, nothing. Maybe if we're lucky, maybe they'll flip the switch just like Snoopy and then the snow will just pop in. But something tells me that it's going to be disappointing. You know, I guess screw Christmas. We get lumps of coal. Are they trying something? I mean, I give them the credit. At least it's unique and interesting. But really, you couldn't be creative. You couldn't have just used another book and just flap Christmas on there. No, instead you just decided to do this instead. Okay, well, I have to see exactly how this is going to play out, because reading it, I have some concerns. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So I guess I will return once the update hits. Most likely it's going to be later on today once I wake up, and see how this thing turns out. And if it's what I think it is, then that's going to be somewhat disappointing. Also, I just want to point out, yeah, what kind of language is this game? Like, first we have damn, now we have goddamn. Like, why? God. I mean, I say it a bunch of times too, but man, this game. Oh boy, this year sucks. This year sucks for stuff. Really, it does. We had 3 updates this year. Wow. Well worth it. Oh my god. Last year, I understand with what we got. That was understandable. That was like, oh, certain sketches, right? I suspected you to do an event update, but no, not this. My only assumption is that I'm hoping that you start doing events next year. Like, I mean, month by month. Like your other games. I don't think you are. I don't know what you're doing anymore. You don't tell people. This is what frustrates me with this. You don't say nothing. If I knew this ahead of time, I would have been fine with it. Because at least I would have gotten myself adjusted to the thing. But no, you don't say nothing until it just happens. So it's like, oh, surprise, right? Everyone's surprised? Yeah, surprise. God. Whatever. At least we're getting a new monster, apparently. And it sounds interesting with the concept they might have going on here. At least there's a story this time around, so it's not going to be talking, so yippee for that. Oh, yeah, and by the way, you said them doing snowball stuff. It'll only work if there's snow on the ground, so I'm just saying. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I might change my mind once I know what's going on. Well, the update is live, and I thought these little things looked familiar, and yep, I knew it. The unshaven elves. Elf eggs my butt. Oh yeah, also, by the way, yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. It's obvious that this is supposed to be like Gremlins inspired in a sense, but I don't know, man. It's just, I'm so disappointed. See, Christmas tree shop, elf eggs, elf choir. And this is just the elf's attack. Weird. See this. Spooky Christmas collection pack. Oh, this was from last year. So I guess if you missed it, you can get it now. Alright. Elves Revenge. I see. So, we got Elf's Christmas Tree, Fake Santa Throne, and then we got the actual Elf Broken Eggs. Huh. Interesting. I don't know how to respond to this. This is just overwhelmingly, out of curiosity. So it's 4 weeks, 6 days. So that's how long this event's going to be. And we got this. Christmas tree shop. I see. So in other words, can you get them in the shop here? Probably not. Nope. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to make a video talking about this because this is, I don't know how to respond to this. This is a pretty big deal. And, oh yeah, we're back to test snow on the buildings and everything else is, still here. I don't know why, by the way. Oh, they're just decorations now. Except for that. That's still there, but, I can't do that. Alright. I mean, at least we got a Christmas at least it's not just decorations, it's actually animations and a quest line, but still, it's just like... I'm just so disappointed, man. This literally, you know what this feels like? This feels like that meme with Squidward looking outside with SpongeBob and Patrick having fun. That's literally what this is. SpongeBob and Patrick represent Snoopy's and Adams when they have their little Christmas events. And then Goosebumps is Squidward, where they have to deal with whatever this is. Man, I was so looking for... I guess you could blame me for being hyped, but come on. I really was thinking that they would do something else entirely, but... disappointed indeed. Let's turn this on. I mean, I guess I'm gonna get these stuff anyway, so there's no real point, but still, it's just like... God, man. Oh, God, and still have to do the gnomes? Come on, those are awful. This is really awful. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a short video talking about this, but... Alright, well. Out of curiosity, let's look at, Mortman. There should be a new animation quest or something. Yeah, there is. Goddamn foreign cars. I don't know why, but okay. And that's Sater's car, right? Where is Sater again? Where is it? Where did I put his car? Did I put his... Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Crap. Come on. I don't want to watch a stupid ad. Stupid ad. It's not what I wanted to click. Okay, so it is over there. So, got Lucy. See if I can find this new thing here as well. There should be something new. Maybe. Yeah, there is. And it dropped something. I think it's a new thing. Throwing snowballs at the fake Santa throne. Okay. Let's see, Dustin. Probably same thing. Most likely. Yep, actually there's a few things. Throwing snowballs. I don't know why it gives us... We need elf choir for some reason. Christmas tree shop. And then the elf eggs. Investigate the eggs, sell Christmas trees. Something tells me these are just basically going in buildings, but some of these are animated. And, yeah, no, this is definitely inspired by the Gremlins. 100%, especially with the choir. It's like, this is what you did, huh? This is what you wanted to do? Elf Christmas tree, help me. Okay, so that's an animation indeed. And, I think we have... Dark. I think she does something. See this. See, maybe I think she has something here. Maybe I've reversed it. Make a nice address. Investigate. I don't think so. Weird. Unless it's Satyr. I don't think it is, but... Could have sworn from the patch. Let's see. Weird. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. It was Mrs. Marr. Mrs. Marr. She has the new thing. Let's see this. Okay, so it's somewhere here. Let's see this. Is it? It must be let me send the letters. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Because I think this... Yeah, it's going to be right over... No? Where are you going? The mailbox is right down there. Where did I also put a mailbox? Oh, over here. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright, so that's interesting. It's got a gremlin elf there. Interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, the animation's not that bad. It's just... I don't know what to think about this. It's obvious they got inspired by the Gremlins with this one. But... Man... You couldn't just turn this into a story or a little event or something. I mean... I guess it's something, but still, it's just... I don't know, man. Alright, let's see Mr. Mortman with the fixing the goddamn car. Foreign cars, sorry. Goddamn foreign cars. Like, alright, that is... And by the way, how can you do snowballs with no snow, huh? I mean, oh, but there's snow on the trees, Grim, and the buildings. Oh yeah, but no snow on the floor. Why is that? Why is there no snow? We had that before. Why now? Huh? How come you have problems with that? You said you were going to do it before. Not anymore? Man, this is just... I don't even know what this is supposed to be called. I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Oh dear, oh dear. This whole thing, man. Like, how do I respond to this? I don't know. Yeah, so... Oh, I see, and the thing's broken too. So they placed... So, obviously, one of the elves decided to kind of come in here and decided to screw up the place. By the way, why is he fixing Sater's car? That's not his car. Unless he's borrowing it or something, but... I don't know. The other animations are locked right now, so... Let's see what this is all stuff is about, huh? Finally.
Elves attack. Silent night. Horrid night. All is wrong. All is dark. All the monsters revolt and defy. Even the elves will make the children cry. Another holiday season in HorrorTown. I just can't help but sing.
Really, you go ahead and say stuff like that, Curly, and yet here we are with what feels like nothing. How long has it been since we had an update proper? Like 3 years almost? No, 2 years. And now we got this one, which is just like... I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Oh, please, don't judge my singing. I'm self-taught. Or should I say, elf-taught?
Yeah, there he goes with the puns again.
And speaking of Santa's helpers, these holidays have found our children in a very helpful mood as well. Let's see what the little devils are up to this year.
I can see Dustin and Marty, but Lucy being a devil? Nah. Come on, Curly. Obtain soft currency. That was easy. Sell Christmas trees. Would you need that? Which I guess I could buy it, or I could get it through the packs. Yep, it's one of these events. I don't know what you call this. A request event, I guess? I mean, God, you know what this reminds me of? This is basically New Year's, New Gears all over again. Except that one, I don't know. That one was forced you to do the stupid crafting stuff. This one, though, I mean, yo-yos are fine. This is fine. This is gonna be a pain, but can't be fine a bit. This is a pain, and like, oh, gnomes and elves are the same, so let's do gnome pipes. No, come on, please, why, man, why? Man, it's just... I don't know how to feel about this whole thing. They just basically looked at this and said, yeah, you know what? These things here, let's have them be monsters this year. Okay, cool. No new character. New monsters, sure. But no new characters. You know. No Gizmo. No, none of that. Just, here's your generic elves. Oh, boy. This, I don't know what to say. And it's a short quest, too, by the way. It's much shorter than I think the, what do you call it? The egg monster scene. Yeah, so... yeah, it's one of these. God. Alright, well... I guess that's it for now. I guess I'll come back in part 2, the finale, to kind of conclude with this Elves attack quest line. And my overall thoughts on this. And I'm going to take my time, I think, with getting all this stuff because, you know... So, Yeah. I have to find out when this exactly ends, but, yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. This is, oh boy.
And that's it this time around for this video. Yeah, not too exciting. Part 2 is going to be where we take a look at the actual event itself, or I mean the story, and whatnot. So, I mean, it's not as bad as last year, but at the same time, why did you do this to us? Why did you make this disappointing? Like, we can't have a good Christmas update? Come on. Come on, man. You could have made this into, like, its own event. Made a new special book, but now it can't be bothered. God, this is just going to be a new thing, isn't it? This Christmas is going to be disappointment. God, why? This year's has been sucky. I digress. I guess we'll see in part 2 about this. Until then, I've been Grim, and this has been Goosebumps HorrorTown's Elves Attack, or Christmas of 2023. Until then, though, hopefully you had yourself a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, a crazy Kwanzaa, and what other holidays you might be celebrating, even if it's not in December. I'm gonna go to bed.